Super Mark V, and Ken Gushi got to drive that Yuzu. Only 860 made of the Yuzu edition Toyota GR86. Little takedown version of this comp car. Great looking livery, little throwback. Love it. Ken Gushi going against Nick Noback in that Ken Tires BMW. Look at Noback. Noback, well, yes, door is what he's going to do. Sticks it to the door, Ken Gushi. You hear that? That was awesome. And Ken Gushi, Noback applying the pressure, brings the heat, and Ken Gushi can withstand it. He is, man, he's steaming like a dumpling inside that Toyota GR86, man. That was pretty solid there from both drivers. I mean, that was a great example again. Do your lead run, expect that chase car right there. That's what Nick did.
Yeah, Nick does an amazing job of mirroring throughout this run as well. He has to pull a little bit of angle to get back up, but then mirrors it through the rest of this section. A little bit of a door tap there on Ken Gushi, who takes maybe a bit more of a straight line approach to the touch and go than I would have liked to see, but the rest of the run from Gushi, very stable. What I love is that the drivers are making these cars really flowy. They've listened to the judges, they understand the assignment when it comes to this year, and that's what we're seeing is these cars are a lot more flowy, they're going wide, they're adding the angle. Kind of gone are the days of that drag race that we used to see. They've listened to the judges, they're adapting their driving style, they're adapting their cars to it, and I think it really is making for such a better show than we've ever seen.
That's, I'll say, I said it, I'll say it again, this could be, and I'm venturing to say this could be the most competitive Formula Drift season we've ever had. Obviously, the progression of it, kind of like the evolutionary chart, and you kind of start as a little fish, and then you grow up to be a caveman, and then here we are. We're a full-grown man. Let's go. Here we go. Nick Noback, Kenshiro Gushi, the OG, going against Nick Noback. And look at Noback. Woo! Nick Noback is absolutely on a heater. Really good lead run. Ken Gushi, that ready Motul Toyota GR86. Noback was on rails. Yeah. That looked like a roller coaster. Disneyland's not too far from here. The happiest place on earth right now is in Nick Noback's ride, man, riding shotgun. That was a solid lead run from Noback.
Yeah, really early initiation, gets on the throttle, does a good job to push out to the first outside zone. Second outside zone, he's on throttle all the way through. You can see that smoke stream all the way for Nick Noback. Adding angle, coming out of the third, lines him up great for that touch and go, and then able to catch the car. It's such a tough thing to do out of that transition. You've really got to get the car set up well because you can only scrub so much speed based on the setup of the car, and Nick's team's got that thing dialed. It's fast in a straight line. It scrubs speeds really well when he gets it sideways. Nick's on fire, and Ken Gushi, I mean, really, really good job there on the chase. We get to our BC Racing side by side. I knew this was coming because I want to see, is there any hiccups, major hiccups from any of these drivers? Because Ken put on a great lead run, which did lead to that amazing chase from Nick Noback. Nick, very fast, very fluid throughout the thing, throughout that run. But could Ken keep up? And that's really what the question comes down to is, as we combine the efforts of both the lead and the chase, if you would combine all those, points, if you will, how does that work out? How does that compare as we see Dmitry Brudsky there? Always a fan favorite, always, just a great stand-up gentleman, taking some time with the fans. As we come down to our judge's decision, and we see Ken Gushi taking the win.
That. Ken Gushi after a great lead run by Noback. Great elaboration there, Jacob. And look at that. As things are heating up here, 3 more